You only live once, and like time does go by, it never stops. So you're just continuously, wasting time seeking something else and looking forward to something else.
Hey babes, I'm Madeline.
And I'm Deja.
And welcome back to the Elegance Exchange. So today we are going to be talking about staying in the present. I think so many of us try to look forward to the future or reminisce on the past, and truthfully, that's great, but sometimes it can ruin the moment that you're in, and it just doesn't feel very nice whenever you're bored and you're like, oh, I want to do something else, and so you subconsciously focus on the future instead of the moment that you're currently living.
It's just important just to, be connected with yourself at that moment because, you only live once, and like time does go by, it never stops. So you're just continuously, wasting time seeking something else and looking forward to something else.
Absolutely. I think so often we go on autopilot mode and we simply try to get our minds off of what we're currently living, maybe as a coping mechanism or just something to do when we're bored. It's kind of trained in us, especially if you went to school and you always are just sitting there wondering what you can do. And so you just have to jump out of that autopilot mode. Try and feel your emotions, feel your surroundings, feel the textiles of the table, look around. What do you smell? What do you see? Use your senses to just kind of take that moment to reflect and be in the present.
Or maybe maybe like, you're at work and you have a very important business meeting. Instead of like constantly being like, I can't wait to get out of here, like I can't wait to leave, I can't wait to, like, what am I gonna eat for dinner? Which is I'm guilty of. Just
Oh
like
my
really
gosh.
really just like take time in what you're, getting, or simply like obtain the knowledge that you're receiving because you only live once.
So many of us sit there and scroll on our phones to pass the time, especially when we're at home.
Or sometimes we just like lay in bed and fall asleep, take a nap, and then call it a day.
And sometimes your body needs to fall asleep. We're not saying, if you are extremely tired that you can't take a nap. But if you are simply trying to do something to fill the time to make yourself less bored, go out and actually do something. Go plant in your garden. Go clean your house. There's always something that can be done. Or read a book. Improve yourself in that time to become more present with yourself.
No, because sometimes like we'll take a nap. Like sometimes I'll take a nap, and I'm guilty of this. Like I'll take a nap at like, let's see, like 2 o'clock, and then I'll wake up and it's 6 p.m. and I'm like, oh my gosh, like imagine how much time. Imagine like what all I could have been doing in the span of those 4 hours instead of just like laying in bed and maybe sometimes like I'll be scrolling and it's like you're doom scrolling forever. Yeah.
A lot of the times in social events, at least I know I get overwhelmed. And sometimes you need to go just have a moment for yourself and do a mini check-in. So maybe you're at a event, maybe like prom or something, and you are just not having a good time. You're not, spending time with people. You're kind of zoned out. You're just not focused on what you're currently living. Go to the bathroom, splash some water on your hands, just try and breathe, reflect, and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? What's causing this? How can I be more present? What can I do to try and, make myself have a better time? Because events like that, they don't always happen the way that you expect or the way that you want. But if you spend so much time focusing on the future and what you want to do in the future, or, oh my gosh, I had so much more fun at prom last year, you're never going to live the moment how it should be lived. And you're going to regret that. In 10 years, you're going to want to be where you are currently.
Right? Even like looking back at it when I was little in middle school, I was always so excited to jump into high school. And like, as soon as I started sixth grade, I was like, okay, I can't wait to be in high school and I can't wait to graduate middle school. But like now as an adult, looking back at it, I'm kind of like, man, like I would do anything to go back to like middle school and just like really be present. Exactly. Like enjoy every bit of it. Because at the time, I didn't. I was kind of like, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for the future. I guess like now where I'm at, I'd much rather like look more towards like the past and like wish that I was more present and aware of like my surroundings and stuff.
And maybe you don't have good memories with certain events, or maybe you were not having a good time. That's okay. Feel your emotions. Quit trying to dull them. Quit trying to get them to go away. Feel your emotions and just breathe. Because honestly, that's what a lot of actors use. Actors, whenever they are studying for roles or things like that, they let themselves feel the emotions because that makes you more in tune of how you feel, how you can act, how you further develop. it's something that's so important, and a lot of times we try and suppress our emotions, and then all that leads to is a big blow up fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's never a good thing.
No, it is not.
Just accept the moment, even when it's not good. Just live in the present and try and feel your best, because we have all been there. We all understand it. And sometimes it's best to just step away, take a little mini break, and come back. And a lot of the times you'll notice that you're a lot more, present and focused.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know this is a shorter episode. We say this every time, and then it turns out to be a normal episode. But with that being said, we are on a bunch of different social media platforms.
We're on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, but I think our most popular one is definitely our TikTok.
We do a lot of fun videos on TikTok, and we just have so much fun, and you really get to see our personality.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to get to know us more, definitely go on there, and we want to get to know you more. So leave us a comment, give us some suggestions, or, tell us what kind of video you want, and maybe if we've already done it, we can recommend you that video, or maybe we can film a new one.
Mm-hmm.
We always love hearing it.
Exactly.
So with that being said, we love you, babes.
Bye.